What up, people? Welcome to the Boom Boom Room. You're in the house with me, Ron Slay. Special guest in effect tonight, Ashley Robinson. It's 5 o'clock, people. 5 o'clock. Let me bring them on in. Let me set it right for her. People, Ashley Robinson. Ashley Robinson is on the mic. We straight to it. How you doing, Ashley?
I'm good.
We got the people clapping for us.
Stop.
The people is excited, Ash. I can't make them stop clapping.
Go Lady Vols.
Hey, there it is. Tennessee against all y'all. You know what I mean? Got a Lady Vol in the house. First and foremost, you know what I mean?
What do
Ashley.
I do if I have to parent right now?
We what?
Go out of here.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Now take care of that. Lil Dez, what up, man?
Come say hi so you can go be quiet.
What's up, Dez?
Mommy doing something important for Uncle Slay. Say hey, Uncle Slay.
What's up, man?
Give him pound.
Hit that rock.
Okay, now be quiet. I'm serious.
All right, y'all. We hopping straight into it, man. We appreciate y'all joining and jumping in with us on Facebook. This is the Boom Boom Room. Every Friday, we had to switch the time back, make it 5 o'clock, because everybody going to be watching The Last Dance with Mike. You know what I mean? We want to see that. Understandable. And this here is the Boom Boom Room. It's unfiltered. The people I bring on this show, I'm going to have people that I've had relationship with, crossed their paths with, friendships with, from the basketball community to outside of basketball, whether it be the transition from sports to regular life back to reality. And we pouring up. So you get you a drink, you know what I mean? I'm going to have me a drink, you know what I mean? And we're going to be right here locked in with it. So without further ado, I have the high school All-American from Grand Prairie, Texas, straight to the Lady Vols. Stellar career with the Lady Vols, fought through an injury. We're going to get into that later, you know what I mean? We have that in common. Both hurt one more than me. Did you do it once or twice, Ashley?
I tore my ACL once and then my Achilles.
Then the Achilles. So it's a lot in common with that, people. And then to battle back from that, to get on to have a pro career and have a successful pro career. You know what I mean? Not just any kind of pro career, but a successful pro career. So, and then also going on winning the WNBA championship with the Seattle Storm. Salute to that. And also being able to transition after basketball into reality and back into regular normal life. So without further ado, this is Ashley Robinson.
Hey everybody.
What you think about the introduction?
Sorry if I have no parent during this. Des doesn't understand that he knows that I can't just get up and do something about it. So.
All good. So we got viewers coming in.
Okay.
People that's coming in, man. This is Ashley Robinson, man. Don't get it twisted. Lady Vol herself, WNBA pro. How many years did you play pro, Ashley?
I played 10 seasons, so 10 years, 10 WNBA seasons.
Got a dime in. Okay. What we gonna do? We're gonna do Q&A at the end if we have time, people. So hold your comments. You can comment throughout. We're gonna try to hit every topic. We got about 8 topics we're gonna hit. Hopefully we can get this done. Time is of the essence in a sense, but at the same time, when we get friendships together like this and we speaking genuine and real, there is no time to what's real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what we're doing. So we're gonna start off with growing up. When did you start to love ball? When did you come in contact with basketball? When did you be like, oh man, this is it?
I'm going to have to give shout outs to everybody just in case they're listening.
You're supposed to.
I started in 3rd grade. My first coaches was my next door neighbor, Johnny Garcia, little Mexican man. And then my best friend to date, Abby, her dad, Randy Steins. Those was my first basketball coaches, and we played at the YMCA. But I mean, you could say my daddy and my mom was my first.
Shout out to Tree. Shout out to moms.
Shout out to Tree. Shout out to my mama who didn't get an opportunity to play sports because they didn't get an opportunity back then and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So, yeah. So I started at 8.
8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 8 years old. Did you love it right away, or was it just some activity your mom and dad trying to keep you in?
Basketball was always a social event for me. So,
Right.
like, my best friends, Abby and Jennifer, played. So, it made sense for me to play. And that's where I saw them. That's where we got together. Then when AAU started, I got my partners that played AAU that we was tight. And then college, I got my partners. WNBA, I got my partners. Overseas, I would have my partners. It's a social sport, and I like that.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. That's most definitely. So, to move on from that, when did it click to you that maybe there's an opportunity for you to go to college and play and get your school paid for it? And if you can, tell me the year so we can have a timeline going along so the people following us online can realize what year that was and kind of place them in the moment where they were. You know, if it was 96, you're like, dang, I was a sophomore in high school, So what year did it click for you?
Well, I mean, this will date me, so let me see. It got popping in the 90s.
Okay, it got popping in the 90s.
I remember when I was 12 years old, I went from being 5'10", 5'11" in the 6th grade to 6'2", walking through the doors of Jackson Middle School in Grand Prairie, Texas at 6'2" at 12. So that year, my AAU coach, RIP, Coach Brunjack, Jim Brunjack, came and recruited me straight up out of Jackson Middle School to play for Texas Freedom. And that's the team that I stayed with my entire amateur basketball career. But I'm loyal like that. I ain't like these kids these days that
bouncing around.
I don't do all that. So I played for Texas Freedom all the way throughout. So rich white man, Jim Brunjack, came up to Jackson Middle School, pulled me out of class. He said, I got permission from your mom, because he already knew. And your mom told me that I could come ask you, do you want to play for Texas Freedom? And that's the first time I got recruited for basketball. And that's when I thought, okay, if this man coming from South Lake, which is like 45 minutes away, to come recruit me, and that had to be like in, 94?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay, did that. So 94, you were what, sophomore, you said?
No, 94, I was in the 7th grade.
7th grade. So 7th grade, you done jumped this thing up.
Yeah. But, when I went to South Grand Prairie, I was like 6'4", 180, so I was already into a varsity body. I just wasn't varsity skilled, but that grew fast. And I made my mind up. I wanted to be a WNBA player when WNBA started in 96, and I was a freshman in high school.
Good question. See, now you can tell when you're talking to somebody advanced that knows what's going on. So she just segued right into another question I was going to ask later. And I was going to ask you, so we're asking now. Okay. At that point in the 7th grade, you knew that you were going to be you aspired to be a WNBA player at that time?
Well, in 7th grade, it wasn't a WNBA.
Okay.
So I could only want to be a good basketball player. My friends played basketball, and I was 6'2". That's awkward. Basketball was the only place, and sports was the only place that I felt normal. And this is a positive thing. When you're 12 years old, are you 6'2" at 12? Everybody's coming to my butt in line. I'm standing in line sideways because I don't want my butt in my guy friend's face.
Right.
And they all remember it just being a big deal. But when I was a freshman, that was 96, going to South Grand Prairie, that was the first year of the WNBA. That's when Tina Thompson got drafted, I believe, and all that. That year was the first year of the WNBA. But then I got to see somebody like Lisa Leslie. That was 6'5", beautiful, great athlete. She's in movies, she's in this, So we got to dream by that representation, and that was important. And of course, the Houston Comets was winning everything, so it was easy to live in Texas and be a Comets fan with Cheryl Swoops and Tina and Coop. It was nice.
Exactly. So, you kids, hopefully we have a lot of high schoolers listening, maybe some middle schoolers, people that's getting ready to embark on a journey as far as going pro. I think this is a great platform for you to reach these kids, and that's one of the reasons I know you personally, and I was hoping that a lot of people would tune in for this to get the gist of what it took, you know what I mean, the obstacles you had to go through. So moving right along, let's talk about a little bit of your high school. Give me a couple of highlights. Walk me through the years. What's up, Dez? Back in this thing. You can stay right there. It's all good. Don't let mama get you. Hey, so
as long as you stay like this,
cool.
Some of my Texas Summit parents are on and they're watching, and hopefully the kids is watching and all that kind of stuff.
Salute.
Everybody knows I'm uncensored, but I'm uncensored every
all
day.
the time.
So I can't say nothing to you that they gonna be shocked about. So I told the kids to even get on today.
Right.
Come listen to Coach, because y'all know how I am. Keep it real.
That is.
D. Davis said, "Hey, that's a Vanderbilt."
Yeah, what's up, D?
Hey, D?
We mess with you. Anchor up though, but we mess with you. Not anchor down, anchor up. You know. But okay, so highlights. Let's take it to your freshman and sophomore year of high school. You come into high school. Okay. How tall are you at this point?
Just don't weigh this much. I'm probably like 160 something, honestly, if I talk about being a freshman. But I'm probably 6'4", 160. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be quiet.
So did you come straight into high school with being that height, get the starting role, like it was on your shoulders from the get-go, or did you have to grind your way through it? What?
I ain't gonna shoot, but I'm varsity every sport.
Now, one thing for sure, if you the truth, you the truth. Ain't no sugarcoating here.
Mm-hmm. This is what I teach my kids, my Texas Summit kids. I call them my minis, my lady balls. Why would you be working with a person that played for Pat Summit? First of all, was a high school All-American, you know? Like, my class is like the Diana Taurasi class, so we was the shit coming out of high school. Like, we was for real good. Like, a lot of us second-rounders got careers in the league, you know, like we were longevity players, as Pat called us, longevity, and that's what you want. But I teach my kids, why would you be working hard, doing all this stuff, going through all this to be on the B team? And it ain't no shots to B team. I just think it's a mindset. So I teach my kids, we going in to make A team, and if B team is the best we can do, we got work to do. That's all. But we ain't settling for that. So yes, I played all varsity sports, all A-team sports. In elementary school, when we had field day, I won only blue ribbons, and blue ribbons were first. I never won a red one, a green one, a participation one, blue. And so I can't help it. I teach my girls to do that, and y'all best believe Dez gonna be taught to win blue ribbons and A-team and varsity. But yes, I played only varsity sports, but it wasn't easy. I was a young 14-year-old on varsity, so you have to learn to be a good person and be a people. You know, you can't go in there cocky, so I just go in there as a Jolly Green Giant and everybody liked me.
Any conflicts when you got to high school? What was your adjustment like? You know, you the biggest thing coming in high school. You walk in the halls. How was that? How was your life coming from middle school to adjusting to high school? And then, as you said on the court, you aim to be the best regardless anyway. So we'll answer that after. But what kind of squad did you guys have? But tell me, as far as high school, being as tall as you are, because I have a niece that's pretty tall. Miosha Mason, you ought to be listening to this. You tell me, what was your transition into high school? Was it smooth? I always know you for confidence. So was it at that time? Did you have that same confidence walking the halls or what?
Let me tell you, I come from Grand Prairie, Texas. Me and who I am has always been accepted. They never tried to change me. When I was tall and didn't feel like it was cool, I had 11-year-old boys like Derek Daniel telling me, girl, you gonna be the prettiest one day. It's okay to be tall. I had my guy friends that was trying to dunk on me, but I can honestly say I'm not a hater because I come from a place where everybody just uplifted me. I didn't have to worry about in high school people trying to hate. It wasn't like that. They all wanted me to do well because why wouldn't you want a 6'4" person on your team? And we had just graduated 2 really tall, good basketball players. So it was time for the new wave of post players. And the post players there, of course, like Kim Adams, who was an awesome basketball player, she wanted help. You know, so everybody was cool. Sometimes, you know, in volleyball, they don't set you the ball. In basketball, the point guard may overthrow you, but we played against Tamika Catchings.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
Y'all need some help because she's torching us. She beating us by 30 points
Right.
by herself.
Right.
Like,
Salute.
Let me do something.
Yeah.
She torched us in volleyball and she torched us in basketball, Slay.
Wow. So
14-year-old A-Rob trying to guard high school All-American of the Year.
Yeah.
Tamika Catchings. It was an annihilation.
Monster.
Tail up.
Hey, so okay, you got that. Were you a one sport girl?
No.
Okay.
I was infamous volleyball player. My nickname, shout out to all the guys, they called me Death because I had so many kills. You know, that's how my school humped me up.
Right.
You know, they walked around calling me Death because I had so many kills in volleyball. And my best friend, Abby, she was like 5'0" freshman year, sophomore year, and then came back like 6'2" setter.
Wow.
She was so cold. So that was cool because she was so good in volleyball and I was good, but like she was like club volleyball, gonna go to college in volleyball. But I played volleyball and I was pretty good at track because I can run. So track was cool. Softball, my best friend Jennifer Sport, I played softball with her. I made varsity. I was terrible in the outfield playing with her, but we got that experience of me being terrible playing softball just to play with her.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
So you out there with your dogs.
I sucked though. Them girls hitting that ball hard.
Hey, okay. So we're moving on. What were you averaging? You know what I mean? Freshman, sophomore year. Were you putting up numbers?
I mean, I was probably putting up my freshman year. It couldn't have been that much. It probably was like 12, 15 points, you know, some rebounds. But I was, by my senior year, I'm sure I averaged a double-double. I was a 2,000 point, 2,000 rebound almost person in high school.
Any championships along those lines?
Huh?
Any championships won along those lines?
No state championships. This talking championship's gonna be real sensitive until we get to 2010. Okay, so talking championships gonna be a little salty, but no, nothing in high school. I wasn't that type of like I wish I was, but I wasn't that. I needed somebody. I needed probably two more.
Right. Dig it. Okay, but that's fine. That's fine. Salute. We got Dara on here. Salute, Dara. Lady Balls and Viv. What's up, Dara? How you doing?
Hey, girl.
I said Dara.
You know, Dara,
Tara Tower.
Sure.
Hey, so check this out. Senior year arrives. This is what, 99, 2000? 2001.
99, 2000. That's my senior year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get there, when did you start getting college looks and them being taken seriously, not the questionnaires or stuff of that nature like kids are going through today, taking a questionnaire and posting it on social media saying it's an offer. It's really not an offer. It's just inviting you to account. But when did you start getting real college looks?
It had to be, that summer going into junior year, or summer going into junior year, people start really paying attention to you in the summer. But that summer, that last recruiting summer, that junior year summer going into my senior year, that's when stuff got crazy. Like that's whenever everybody who's anybody sent you a letter.
Right.
Like you don't even know who's sending you letters because there's so many. Ain't no way one person can go through all of that. It was like that.
Now, how did you handle that? Were you like, do you go on, because easily nowadays especially, you can get built up, and then take those offers and they all vanish and you get a D2 offer, and then your head explodes because you done built yourself up confidence wise instead of staying level headed and going through the process. Did you get too confident, too cocky, or did you stay level and all you had worked for in the past was now coming to fruition?
I mean, when you have dogs in your class. So I was getting to go to Nike All-American Camp when I was 15. I got to go to Nike All-American Camp 2 years, not just one, 2. I went to Blue Star Elite Camp. Every year you could go to Blue Star Elite Camp. When you first start getting to go, I started getting to go. So you get to size up the competition and you can be cocky. I feel like kids these days can be cocky because it ain't just a lot of dogs out there. But we had so many dogs. Like I'm saying, a lot of my friends got drafted in the second round and got careers in the WNBA. Not shots, careers. I got friends from my class, LaCo Willingham, didn't even get drafted and got 2 WNBA championships, started on one of those teams, was a key reserve with us in Seattle, got hella European championships, and she didn't even get drafted. She in my class. So I always said people in my grade was dogs, so you didn't have time to be cocky. You had to just go out there and really hoop, because on any given day, this girl that you think you better than, she really gonna take your scholarship. So we just love, no hating. I ain't hating on you, but we gonna go play hard and be BFFs in real life. But
but out here between these lines, we're getting to it.
Yeah, but
that's what the boom boom room is.
That's why we can keep jobs. Yeah,
exactly. Okay.
But that's why, like, Diana Taurasi got 3 championships in college against us, man. You know what I'm saying? Because in between them lines, we cool. We could be best of friends, but in between them lines, I gotta have them bragging rights, and that, them fools got them bragging rights on us and stuff.
Dog, yeah. See,
I don't want to talk about it. We gonna have to.
We gonna talk about that. But guess what? People that's listening, man, that's the difference. The mentality. That's the difference. Like, this is what. We're in 2020. When did you come out? 04, 05?
I came out of college in 04, so we talking about stuff that happened almost 20 odd years ago. 20 odd years ago.
And it eats at you. Like, this is a different dog. You know what I mean? Like, you still want that dog. So
Tasha Butts is watching.
Butts, what's up? What's up, booty?
I love it.
Hey, so that's another dog, man. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. I was fortunate to be around some. But before we get to that, before we get to our relationship and everything,
Victor is watching.
And Zeke, what up, baby? Salute. Got balls in the house,
we can't tell no stories on everybody.
Nah, we just gonna keep it. You know what I mean? It's uncut.
We didn't have Instagram.
We're gonna bring it all back. So you got the recruiting process. That's what I want to talk about. Now, how did your recruiting process go down to? Did you narrow it down? For example, I automatically, my junior year going into my senior year, had already verbally committed to Tennessee and was ready to rock with it. You know what I mean? Going into my senior year. Wish I wouldn't have did it, so I could have took some recruiting trips. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it is what it is. I was happy with my decision. Who did yours come down to, and what made you choose Tennessee?
Okay, so I did take time to go on my recruiting trips.
Dom! My bad. Go ahead.
But Dom on here, Dom crazy. She been waiting for this all day.
Yes, she has.
Dom has a new baby, Kip. We done had, like, all boys born recently with Our Lady Balls. We done had Shauna and Sid just had boys. Me and Shauna planned our firstborn sons together. She got another one. Dom got a boy. Anyway, it came down to, I wanted to go on my trip, so it came down to Texas Tech. I had gone to Marsha Sharp, Red Raider camp every year of my life, pretty much. Then it came down to, of course, Hall of Fame legendary Jody Conrad at Texas, where my sister is an alumni of. And then
Shout out to Trina. What up, Trina? I know you watching somewhere.
Then it came down to, I went to UCLA on a visit because me and Diana wanted to go on a visit together. Me, Diana, and Isis Tillis planned a visit together. So UCLA was the one school we had in common that was kind of on that list. So I went on my recruit visit there so I could go with Isis and Diana. And then Tennessee. And me and Ebony Hoffman had our recruiting visit together. But if you recall, that recruiting weekend, if we had Instagram, we would have 18 million followers right now.
It was so serious.
Yeah. And Kyra Elsie got the credit of planning most of that her and I bus. They kind of the masterminds of that.
Salute to them. Other VFL, other LVFLs. So
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
you chose Tennessee. What
Yes.
won you over in that whole process? What made you be like,
Well,
you know what, this is fine. Besides the recruiting trip, because I like to
No,
say
that's
I was in on that.
Go ask her to help you.
You know.
Sorry, he wanted the TV on Disney Junior, but you gotta go ask Nanny to help you. I chose Tennessee for my top. Always it came down to who recruited me. Like if the head coach was recruiting me, or if the assistants were recruiting me harder. So out of those 4 schools, the head coaches were all interested, like an active part of recruiting me. That was important to me because that's gonna be the boss who I got to answer to. That's the person that's gonna have to understand me the most.
Right.
I said I wanted to play for a national championship. I wanted to win a championship in college. I wanted to play with the best, and I wanted to go to the WNBA. At that point in time, in my 17-year-old brain, Pat Summitt was the coach that I felt could deliver that, you know, and we went to 3 Final Fours, and if we want to blame it on coach, then we lying to ourselves, you know.
Right.
She recruited me as a party girl, Southern party girl, pretty girl that liked to have a good time. You know, I love basketball, super athletic, got a big upside, but she knew what she was getting.
Right.
And that's why I love Pat, because she ain't never tried to change old A-Rob. Everybody can see it as a negative, and she just always tried to reel it in and turn it into a professional that could have a career in basketball because she thought the talent was good enough. But I picked Pat. I thought she would be also somebody that could keep me. You know, my daddy say, you know, I'm a bad girl.
Yeah.
Actually, a bad girl. You know? So I always felt like I was a bad girl, and I needed somebody to kind of keep me in check.
Right. At times, that's what's up. So, okay, let's get to University of Tennessee.
Go
Vols. Now you are a part. Yes, sir. You know it.
I made this shirt. Go Vols.
And it beautiful. So this is what we saying. You are now a part of the prestigious Lady Vol program. What your first step on the campus? What was your thoughts? You coming into a program, not only where the women are known for winning, but you got the football. Football is popping. They're winning. I want to say in that time when I was there, I think they lost 5 games in 4 years, something wild like that. Then the Lady Vols doing their thing. Then us men, we trying to uphold our end. We trying to do our thing. So I mean, what was your thoughts when you stepped on the campus?
I mean, it's a humbling experience. Like, when my mom dropped me off up there, I cried when she left, and we ain't even them type of people. We don't even show emotion towards each other like that.
Right.
But, I mean, it's definitely a scary experience, a humbling experience, because, you're not going up there with just one high school All-American. Everybody that play on your team got your story. You can come up there as big as you want to be, but everybody got your story, if not better.
Right.
You know? So it was exciting. It was Tamika's senior season. Me being a lifelong fan of hers, and I'm not gonna say I followed her because I followed her in Tennessee.
Just kind of happened that way.
Right. You know, if you want to, she the best player in the world. Let me go do what she did. She went to Duncanville. I went to South Prairie. I'm gonna do what she doing.
Right.
She like Pat. I roll with Pat. You know, if she can do it, I can do it. But I was also real competitive and confident in what I can bring. So that's important, because I always tell kids your game got to speak for itself. So people can say you this, you overrated. Maybe I shouldn't have been top five coming into college. Maybe I shouldn't have been. But freshman year, I did my thing. Before that injury, you know, it was going to be a great career. But coming into Tennessee, I just wanted to play. And I wanted to play. And I had Snow and Shalon to play under, and they're tall as heck, you know.
Right.
So being tall wasn't enough anymore.
So salute to them, most definitely.
Pillars.
Pillars.
Yep.
Okay, so
You know, my family, my cousins and stuff, they like the Shalom pillars.
pillars,
Or,
yeah.
don't say pillars, they say pillars. You know, they like
P-I-L-L-A-S. No doubt. Hey, so okay, you come into it. And by this time, you know what your goals are. You coming into a prestigious program. You come to do work. You have the injury. Now,
Yeah.
how did this derail your thoughts? What was it like trying to get your focus back? Who held you down to keep your mind sane? Because when you come in with this hype and people that's listening just not joining in, this is the Boom Boom Room. We are Phyllis. you are Boo Boo Mo. What's up, baby? Another ball. So you got
Boo boo.
yeah, Boo Boo in the house. You know what I mean? So you got a prestigious level that you're trying to obtain, and you're trying to stay at this level, coming from high school and come in and have an immediate impact, and you get an injury. In what year did you get that injury, and how did it happen? And then we'll talk about how you bounced back from it, what your mental was like, who was one of the people to keep you sane in that situation. Some of the people.
I tore my ACL at summer camp doing
What up,
demo
big
for
bro?
the campers.
Right.
It was the first demo at the camp. It's one of those, all my injuries, I'm not saying I got any like powers, but I get real strong feelings about things. And I mean, me and Pat, this is something me and Pat talked about. I went to her and I asked her, this is going to be funny for you because you're going to understand this a little bit more than everybody else. So I went to her and I asked her, could I go home to Grand Prairie? Because I just wasn't feeling like I want to work camp.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, you're going to leave, you know, whoever I was dating at the time. She said that. And I was thinking, yeah, I'm not feeling like I need to be up here. But she said, it's important that you be here to represent for our university because, you know, y'all are the future of Lady Vols.
Very true.
Cool. So I came up there, you know, we worked the camps. Worked that camp, tore my ACL the first demo of the camp. Me and her both was sick. You know, and she was looking at me sick, like, dang, I should let you go home. But nobody know that. And I tore it, and I will never forget it. We was doing 3-on-3. We was teaching the campers 3-on-3. We got to wear ankle braces, knee pads, all that. Tasha Butts, my best friend, my roommate, is on defense.
Right.
She coming in help side, and I got a left-hand drive. I'm about to tap out, one hand, two hands, whatever, on my best friend.
Yeah.
Man, I hyperextended my knee hard as hell, trying to go hard against Bud. You know, bragging rights, we competitive.
Right.
These are the moments that we talk noise about, and I will never forget that. I was like, I'm about to get her with this left hand tap out. Because that's something that me and Snow had to do, Mike and drill, tap out left, tap out right, tap out left, tap out right, with both hands. Then don't, you know. Snow could done a lot better than me, but yeah, that's how I tore my ACL. About to try to posterize Tasha at camp.
I remember it, man. When I heard that, I was like, "No, you gotta be kidding me! It ain't no way." Not in camp, in the summer. And people, if you're just fans or were players at the same time, Tasha said, "Shake my head." I was sick. Hey, listen, man. If you're in Knoxville and you know how Knoxville is during the summer, it's dead. Like there's nothing going on. It's cool. And your friends who you got that happen to stay there, that's on your team, you know what I mean? So our relationship had grown, you know what I mean, where it was lady balls and men, whatever it may be, we were tight, you know what I mean? And this especially the basketball, like we was super tight. Like we messed with football also, but basketball, like we was super tight, like every single day. So I felt this pain, man. It was like, damn, you gotta be kidding me, man. But okay, so you get injured. What's your mental process? Because at this point, I know you come to Tennessee, you pick Tennessee, you seeing the WNBA in your sights whenever this is done, and an injury like this at that time, people are coming back from it, but still, you don't want no ACL tear,
right?
Nothing like that. So, what was your thought process after the fact?
Well, I mean, Catch had just torn her ACL that year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we coming off of Catch tearing her ACL, which was, I mean, it was traumatic. Mm-hmm. I feel like it derailed
Yeah.
my freshman year. I'm sure talk about her senior year.
Right.
But that was just such a sad thing. So we was coming off that traumatic experience with her tearing her ACL her senior year to me tearing my ACL at camp.
Right.
I can honestly say this. Pat used to talk about being a mental midget or a mental giant. I was one of her. Shoot, I gotta call myself a client for Coach, because she used to try to get in this head.
Yeah.
Because the mental midget part of me is just like, feel sorry for myself. Why me? Poor me. This shouldn't happen to me. But why not me?
Right.
Why not me? I probably needed some humbling. I probably thought I was, because I think I was still top 5 in the country.
Yeah.
You know? So I probably needed some humbling, and then from there, my career became really overcoming mental things.
Right.
Like, overcoming mental things. Because sometimes with injuries, you are working hard and people may not think that you're working hard, but it could be like physically you're not healing right. And then we also were a part of that. I got to tell Kelly Jolly this. She came back from her ACL in 5.5, 6 months. So everybody that tore the ACL was like 6 months.
Yeah.
Poor, and she goes, well, I'm sorry, when I met her this summer, I took my kids to Lady Ball Camp. I took my mini Lady Balls to the real Lady Ball Camp.
Right.
And, and that was the biggest thing for me. That injury, it mentally, whipped my tail for years.
Yeah.
And then, you just got to fight through it. But if I would have handled it better mentally, it probably could have been a more positive outcome basketball-wise, even though I played 10 years in the pro.
Right.
That championship. You know what I mean? It could have probably been a more positive.
Ain't no doubt. No doubt. So to piggyback on that, I tore my ACL my junior year. And to go with what she's saying about Kelly getting back in 6 months, when they took me back and to get treated with Dr. Yeomans, the first thing they told me after I got the swelling out was, man, Jamal Lewis did the same thing. He was back in 5. So I'm like, I'm gonna get to it. You know what I mean? And luckily, it bounced back and things went good. But that was the reason I attacked it like that. I don't know if it was them trying to sell that or what, you know what I mean? But I attacked it because of Jay Lou. I was like, man, if he came back and somebody came back and ran a 4.3, I'm like, shit, I'm with this. You know what I mean? So
Jay Lou, he's one of those infamous Tennessee people that was right before my time there, and it's just they're like Tennessee legends, like Jay Lou, God, I never got to party with him, I never got to hang out with him. He's one of those people. I'm sure Tamika Catchings and all that is for the kids now, but Jay Lou was like, I can't believe I know this person, because y'all all talk about him like.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest, man. Coming up in that era, we had some dogs on the football scene. The Lady Vols were the Lady Vols. I came in right after that, so I got to meet Shamika. Talk to Tamika, have relationships with these people. Samika, all them, they had dogs, man. And it was. And there was such, at this time when the internet wasn't popping as much as it is now, social media, these people they cast huge shadows already. They were bigger than life, along with Pat Summitt and Coach Fulmer. Then you got guys like Al Wilson, Raynold Thompson, T. Martin, the list goes, Cheese, T. Hen, the list goes on and on, man. So stepping into this. Right, exactly. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, what was your mindset when you were stepping on campus? Because I know mine, as soon as I got there, I was feeling like, man, basketball is good. They went to the tournament the year before. We had started getting a lot of talent, in-state talent, and taking care of that. Tony Harris was McDonald's, Vince was McDonald's, Charles Hathaway was McDonald's, Harris Walker was Mr. Basketball, T. Woods was Mr. Basketball. All these Mr. Basketballs and everything. And we come in deep, and we make an impact. But my whole time when I'm coming from Oak Hill, I'm looking at the Lady Vols man, they won a chip. Man, we got to do something. Then you look at football, they won a chip. Come on, man, we can't be out here slacking. You know what I mean? So that put it in us to man, you got to grind. You gonna have fun, but you got to produce out here too. You know what I mean?
It definitely, nobody gonna hand it to you when you go to Tennessee.
Not at all.
So you be out there battling, and then, you know, in the SEC, you get humbled by other players on other teams. You know, like we go play Vandy and Chantel Anderson give you 30 and 15. Like, yo, like you are not a defender.
Indeed.
Like you are not 6'4", 6'5", and made it look easy and probably elbowed you and maybe back there she may have called your name.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But this is your friend off the court that will hug you and kiss your neck and root for you and love you and girl power, you know?
Shout out to Chantel. I remember Chantel, yeah.
Shout out to Chantel Anderson. You know, she's one of my examples of whenever people are talking about, oh, girls basketball players aren't beautiful.
Right.
She's one of the ones that I would play against, like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. And now when I look at her at however old she is now, it's like she still looks the same, beautiful, young, youthful, moisturizing woman.
Exactly.
So she's just always been one of my examples of what beauty is, and I just think she's such a beautiful person and a beautiful spirit.
Right.
But don't get me on that PSA about early basketball players and beautiful basketball players.
Right. Now we're gonna get to that later. So while we're still in Tennessee, we're still in Tennessee for the people listening to keep y'all. What's up, Sid Houston? To keep y'all up to speed. What we're talking about. This is the Boom Boom Room with Ashley Robinson. Let's talk about, so they know, what were some of the dogs in your conference? How tough was the SEC for you to come in and night out? Now, granted, you're the Lady Vols and y'all got dogs. So at this point, it's just now beginning to separating the SEC a little bit. Like people trying to go, like you got LaToya Thomas. What's she at Mississippi State?
LaToya Thomas.
So you got
Mississippi State.
Yeah. So you speak on the competition that y'all had to go against night in and night out.
I mean, I feel like I want to pull up every school that was there so I don't miss nobody. Because I'm not trying to disrespect.
Yeah, we're not slighting nobody in the Boom Boom Room, man.
But you know, let me start off by saying, first of all, LaToya Thomas, hands down, one of the very best individual players we ever had to prepare for. The top.
Right.
Chantel Anderson, I'm telling y'all, anybody that's 6'6", strong, and shoots 60% from the field, have a high percentage with free throws, like 70-something as a 6'6" person, maybe 80-something, can rebound, and mean, low-key bitchy out on the court, you know what I'm saying? We had to play against...
and before you go any further, I thought LaToya Thomas was coming to UT. I'm going to be honest.
Now, see, we would be probably talking about the championship.
I thought she was coming to UT. I know she was on the list. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say she took a visit there. But go ahead.
I mean, she did, and she's still so chill, so cool.
Really?
Just don't do,
Right.
Florida girls were good back then. Georgia girls, Christy Thomas, who's actually, I consider Christy Thomas a good friend, but we ain't never got to be teammates.
Right.
You know?
Right.
We ain't never got to be teammates. She one of those. We good friends because we probably hated each other so long for the wrong reasons.
Right.
Compete against each other. But I just love her, and I'm so proud of her and all her accomplishments. And she was a Georgia girl. And so we hated Georgia.
I ain't like Georgia.
Everybody, I'm missing out on. Then, our added conference, we played Stanford.
Right.
I mean, coming down here to play TCU had a player named Sandora Irvin, who is probably one of the best to ever do it in college. We always played Texas and got our butts kicked by Texas every year, coming down and just not being able to keep up with them. The school that I turned down to go to Tennessee, now we're getting our butts kicked by them every year. But yeah, SEC was just full of powerhouses, and I'm just leaving off people, but Shamika Christian that went to Arkansas.
And then, like you said, y'all were playing, y'all out of conference schedule was bananas.
Out of control.
Yeah, I remember coming, I remember sitting courtside, getting rowdy and everything, especially when y'all used to, I forgot the name of y'all press. I don't know if y'all used to hold a diamond up or hold 12 up.
Diamond press or something like that.
Hey, man. I'm talking about that used to be as a fan. Hey, people, listen. I've always been a fan of women's basketball since I was little. Shout out to Tennessee State University, Darlene Jackson, Carolyn Aldridge. Man, the list goes on and on, man. Stiana. Like, I don't want to leave nobody out. I'm like you. I don't want to leave nobody out. But seeing it, man, and then getting to see at Tennessee a different level at all times being played gave me a total. Tasha Butts knew it. Yeah, I knew it was 12 or something like that. Yeah, so I used to see them play, man, and you'd be like, man, this is dominant. Like, when I see our girls play over at Ensworth High School, which is ranked top 10 in the nation, I get to see them early, like Dontavia Wagner, Kaya, Camille Collier, Kennedy Cambridge, Jelani Cambridge, like the list goes on and on, man. But you get to see these kids blossom and as a unit. Like, it reminds me of seeing the greats like at Tennessee and stuff like that. And that's very seldom do people get introduced to that, to women's basketball early on. You know, you get to catch on to it in college, watching UConn and Tennessee, but you get to see it in high school around here, especially in the South. I don't know about on the East Coast, but in the South, man, women's basketball is booming. I'm going to tell you that for sure.
I can list off about 10, 12 girls from the DFW that had careers. And, like, some of them, like Kennedy Carter just got drafted into the league. I mean, the league is about to see a certified old school dog.
Yeah, that's what's
you know, the kids these days are so cocky.
Right.
But if I was as good as her, I mean, that would be my brand.
Yeah.
So, like, if Kennedy Carter, anybody talk to her, tell her I said, keep your cocky attitude. It's going to make you a lot of money, and everybody's going to be trying to keep your tail. But if you destroy them on the court, they can't say nothing to you.
That's love. So you get your Tennessee career didn't go as you wanted it to because you didn't win a chip. Y'all definitely went deep in the tournament every year, though.
3 Final Fours. Most people, that would be a great collegiate career. But, you know, for us, the best thing that it was, Pat told us that we didn't have to go to combines. Not trying to be snooty.
Right.
But she was like, my kids, y'all play in front of more people in the world than anybody those Final Fours. Right. So you don't have to go to a combine. So the best thing about those Final Fours is we really got to play against like really good players, really good competition, and compete on a big scale, on a big platform. You know, where everybody's watching you and seeing what you do. And it sucks to lose,
right?
But you know, we played, we got that experience, and then we took that experience to the league, and I mean, it was a lot of moments in the league that I didn't think I was gonna make it, but you know, it is what it is. You go out there, you do what you do, and you hope that you have value. And I always took pleasure in having value in other places, took pride in having value in other places besides on the court.
Definitely. People told us this from Tasha Butts right here. People told us when we went to national championship games, if we lost, they would say sorry about your seats. Yeah, see, that's a different you know? That's a different level. That's a different level, man. We sitting up here, we watching the NCAA tournament selection show, trying to see what spot we gonna get. They worried about winning a championship. That's what I'm saying. The level was lifted, man, so high. Yeah. Like if you couldn't bring it up, that's in everything at UT, man. Like volleyball, softball, baseball, track. Like it was serious competition, and I was always watching to see where we ended up at. You know what I mean? Like, we got to keep up with them, or we got to keep up with them. And I think all the competitiveness, man, that drove us to a lot of greatness. You know what I mean? Even though some of the outcomes didn't come like we wanted them to. So tell me about your journey through the pros, and what obstacles you went through, and you had to overcome in the pros. Where you were drafted second round.
Second round, first pick of the second round. Mm-hmm. I got drafted to Phoenix. That was a blessing because that was the GMs and everybody. They were cool. Like they were cool with letting you be grown. Mm-hmm. You know, not treating you like a kid, and I really needed that. And then me and Dee were good friends through junior high school, and now college, playing against each other. So she was obviously the first pick and the the face of the WNBA. So
Right.
she got there. So
And by D, she's speaking of Diana Taurasi, people.
yeah.
Okay.
So, it was cool, but from getting to be around her and stuff, I see why she's the best player in the world, where we may go party all night and she be there with us at 6 a.m. She was up going to get her workout in,
Right.
while we sleeping it off
Right.
and stuff like that. So, but yeah, those first 2 years were cool because I was with a good friend, and I'm a friend type person. So when I went to Phoenix, I had good friends like Sharika Wright. We both from Texas. We not like homies yet, but we both from Texas. So I was gonna annoy her and harass her all the time, make her give me hugs and
Right.
make her be my BFF, whether she wanted to or not, cause we from Texas.
Right.
So Sharika was there, Dee was there. And another girl named Erica Vallick, y'all may not know her, but she played on, she went to Purdue, and she played on an AAU team that was real good growing up. So we was always cool from that. She was from Texas. So I had some people that I had known for a long time. And then Lisa was there, Tennessee alumni.
That is.
Beautiful Lisa.
That is.
Was there, so I had some Tennessee folks that was there and just really, really looked after us, and having Dee there was always nice because that's your friend.
Right.
Some UConn fans and
Right.
donors.
Right.
They had a winter house there.
Yeah.
So they would just go to that house in the winter, so they don't have to be in the cold in Connecticut or whatever.
Right.
And they let Diana stay in their $2.7 million home, and they let me stay in it too.
That's some of the perks. That's some of the perks. That's all.
Played for Tennessee, been friends with Diana for a while, So we got to stay in that house together rookie year, and it was epic.
Right.
It was fun. And they left us a Jag and a Miata to drive.
Oh,
and it's not house. So ain't nothing illegal.
Shasha!
Look at
What's
you
up,
guys.
Shara?
My big sister's on too.
So,
Hey, sweets.
you got that going through.
Lee chirping on. Hey, Lee.
It's heavy out here. It's heavy out here, man. It's heavy in the boom boom room, man. The views done went up, man. That's what's up. What's up, D? Salute. Hey, so your WNBA career,
Yes.
was it an up and down? Was it an up and down journey for you? Was it smooth? A lot of jagged edges. Anything you regret about it?
I mean, my WNBA career was what I made of it. I'm 6'4", I'm athletic, I can guard 1 through 5, and I block shots with the best of them.
Right.
So that's what I did. I played within myself. You learn to do your job. You learn in the WNBA, you learn really fast. If I'm open for a jump shot, probably not the best shot.
Right.
If Diana or Sue or Lauren or 10 other folks on the court with me, if they open, you
Right.
probably need to swing the ball to them
Right.
and go rebound, or swing the ball, go set a screen, roll, do whatever you're supposed to do, make basketball easy. So that part of basketball it ended up being an easier adjustment because you have value when doing your job.
Right.
So you just do your job. And, coaches talk crazy to you in the WNBA when you're not doing your job. You don't do your job, you're going to be out of here. Okay, Brian. Brian Agler is one of my favorite WNBA coaches.
Yeah.
He's my homie.
That's what's up.
My nerves.
Okay.
But he's a humbler. He will we call him the humbler.
Okay.
He'll humble you real quick if you get outside. But I just learned how to do my job. And when I got to Seattle, I found value in the people, the community of Seattle. Like, those fans, they deserve to get your attention. They deserve a little bit of you. And who are you to deny, like, a little kid that comes see you play every game? Who are you to deny that kid that relationship? And that's the thing about the WNBA. It's harder for, like, Sue and Lauren and Swin and Tina Thompson. It's harder for those super mega stars to be as accessible because they are mega celebrities,
Right.
Candace Parkers.
Right.
But for me, maybe that's what I started to feel like maybe that's what I need to do, really get into the community and be about the people, because at the end of the day, the people are what's going to keep you there. The people give you work. And Let Brian cut me one of them years and see what the people would
See
have
who gonna come picking?
You
Who
know,
gonna come
they were
picking for you?
pissed.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, straight
Yeah,
up.
so, you know, get your fans, get your people that go by number 43 Robinson jersey.
Right.
They got 18 Sue Bird jerseys. They might as well get your girl jersey and wear
Right.
it. And they did that in Seattle, but they did that because we love them and they deserve to get the love, and they are a reason why like some of us have worth in the WNBA. Because sometimes your game as a pro, ain't nobody talking about you going
Right.
in and getting 4 points and a couple of rebounds and a block shot. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Warren Jackson got 30 and 30 that day. They ain't worried about your little contribution. But
Right.
the fans, they care, and then they go buy your jersey and they support you and they talk mad. Hey, let one reporter talk bad about me in the league.
Yeah.
Storm Crazies handle that for me.
Easy.
Don't get it.
Easy.
Bruh.
Hey, so what years were you with
Ate
Seattle?
her up too.
What years were you with Seattle? And what were your best years in the WNBA as far as your situation? I know you had a great time in Phoenix. You were with Chicago for a while. Seattle. What were your best? What were your best seasons?
I was with Phoenix, my first two, 2004, 2005. I got traded to Chicago in the expansion draft in 2006. I was there for like a month and a half. So I was part of their inaugural season. I was there for a month and a half, and I got traded to Seattle. I was devastated, upset, going from Phoenix, Chicago to Seattle in the summer.
Right.
I was bummed out. But when I got to Seattle, some things was going on in the city that I'm pro and I like and I love, and I couldn't believe it was going on in the city.
You was comfy there.
It became my town because it is a smoker's heaven. But no, it was really like chill, easy, cool. And then when I got on that team, I thought, okay, I was in Phoenix and I was happy because I knew I was gonna get a championship because I'm playing with D.
Right.
She gonna win.
Right.
You know? So I got traded to Chicago. It was the team's first year. We were not that good. And then when I went to Seattle, I was like, all right, I like this city. This city cool. And then my teammates, man, they became like so cool. So in Seattle, I not only played with Sue Bird, Lauren Jackson, and Tanisha Wright all my years there. They were there all 3 years. I mean, all the years. But talking about Shara came to Seattle. She played in Seattle. Ty Fluker played in Seattle. Cheryl Swoops played in Seattle. Yolanda Griffith played in Seattle. Katie Smith played in Seattle.
Right.
When we brought Swin Cash to Seattle, we started winning championships when she got there in Seattle. You know, Nicole Willingham, Camille Little, all these like really bomb people.
Right.
I got to play with freaking Tina Thompson because of the Seattle freaking Storm.
Yeah.
They don't understand that. I came in mid-season that 2013 season, which happened to be her last season, which happened to be my last season. But to get to play with freaking Tina Thompson.
Right. Right.
The Tina, when she walks in the room and she just looks expensive, like you can just start adding up her. You're like, expensive just because of who she is. Like,
right.
And she's it's freaking Tina Thompson. She's one of the best basketball players ever. And when I go back to being a 14-year-old, watching her win all these championships and be such a woman and wear lipstick and wear makeup and not care what people think, you know, like that was cool.
You on there with some trailblazers.
But we got to live our dreams. Like I got to be teammates with Shara, which means I got to be teammates with Pee Wee too.
Right. So my boy, Weezy.
Yeah, you know.
My dog.
Moore was up there for a little while. You know, like it's a lot of people that came through Seattle. Right. And but the city is cool. The people are cool. They not judgmental. They let you do you. They like to win though. Don't get it twisted. Now they don't want you up there being sorry and stuff. Seattle, they serious about their sports. And the Sonics was there when I first got there too, so don't even get me started on that.
Yeah, they said those fans are banana. They're crazy, and they love their sports, and they really deserve an NBA team again. That's what I've been hearing. So so you win it. What talk to me about your now? People This is the Boom Boom Room. We with Ashley Robinson. We're learning who Ashley is during this quarantine period. You know what I mean? We taking the opportunity on the Boom Boom Room to get to know people, and then we're gonna get into the gist of it. So y'all stay right there. We're gonna get into some heavy, touchy subjects and see, you know what I mean, what transpires with that. Y'all will let y'all comment, ask questions at the end, but we get to know who Ashley is. We come through her high school career, middle school career, going into high school, when she started loving the game, when she started knowing she was getting looks at colleges, when she knew she was going to go to Tennessee, what her outlook was coming into Tennessee, what her motivations were, her goals were, what she wanted to do, her trials and tribulations through injuries, you know what I mean, playing for the great legendary Pat Summitt, and also the prestigious Lady Vols program, which could stand alone in its own. We're covering all those bases, so we are now gathered into a pro career, a 10-year career. We're right here at the end now. What year was it when you won the championship? And tell me about that championship year. Did y'all come into it knowing that y'all was going to win it? Because Lauren Jackson was a monster on the radar for everybody at that minute. You know what I mean? So you tell me, walk us through that year and how that year went.
Well, let me tell you, that 2010. All I got to say about that 2010 run, Lauren was healthy the entire run, period. Right. And she was 6'6", shooting like 70% from the three. I could be like my daddy right now and exaggerate the story. But she was shooting like high percentage threes and like on the block. I mean, it wasn't nobody that could touch her. Yeah. Sue was playing out of her mind. Swin was playing out of her mind. T was out of her mind. Camille was out of her mind. Co was coming off the bench giving people work at 5. She gonna be mad that I started her height off at 5, but we'll say 6 foot giving people work. We had Svetlana Abrasimova. It was 3 UConn girls on that team, for the record. Right. 3 UConn girls, 3 Australian girls, Penn State girl and T, North Carolina girl and Camille, me being a Lady Vol, Co being an Auburn, SEC, you know, War Eagle. War damn Eagle. And we had a girl from Czech Republic, Yana.
So we know your
Yeah.
talent. And before you get into we know the talent that you had on that team and how it was. Before you get into the run that you guys made, what was the camaraderie like? I know, what was it like off the floor? Like, how did y'all get along? Because I know in a lot of situations, I hear that, it can become bickering. And I know a part of being in a long season, especially in the pros, man, it's money that separates relationships. It's this person getting this shot, a different role. The coach likes this guy. And it can be, you can headbutt a lot if you don't have that camaraderie off the floor. So what was the camaraderie like for you guys?
We had like a year or 2 years to kind of gel as a core group, you know, and we had lost some players that were part of that core group. Shara, she ended up going to Indiana. And playing in Indiana, or maybe it was Chicago. I don't know which one. Maybe it was Chicago or Indiana, but she ended up leaving. But we had a core group that had been playing together long enough. And I remember, Swan, she one of them people that she probably could be quoted a lot. I ain't gonna tell her, but she wise. She could be quoted. She that type of leader. She could be quoted. But, a lot of her thing is like, if ain't nobody out working you every day, how they gonna beat you? And that's how our team works. The people and everybody feel their role. You know, like everybody did what they were supposed to do when we were healthy. But the camaraderie was good. That group, that core group that was there, we call ourselves the OG7. And we've been having a group chat since 2000.
OG7?
OG7. We've been having a group chat since 2010. We have added 4 boys to our family. We had one. Co has an older son, Derek, that's 19. But I added Dez. Then Swin had Saint. Lauren got 2 boys. Oh, dang, 5. And Co had Sir. So we added 5 boys to the OG7. We ain't had no girls. And I'm talking about all our boys slay about to be your height.
All of them huge, yeah.
You already know.
Yeah.
Boys, we already got them shooting straight.
Heavy. There it is.
Yeah.
So, okay. So we go through the season. We get to the playoffs. Did y'all, going into the playoffs, were y'all like, you know what? We're going to win this. It ain't even no question about it. We just got to remain healthy, stay doing what we doing. Was it ever a thought in your mind that y'all wasn't going to win it?
I want you to say this because you can probably say it better than me. Bring out the broom. That's what happened in the playoffs.
Sweep them away. Get them out of here.
Yeah, Lauren was killing them out there. Sue had that ponytail going.
I remember watching it, man. I remember watching
out
it.
there.
Yeah.
Listen, it was over. It was a sweep. Lauren was the best player in the freaking world that year. Wasn't nobody touching her. On days that she didn't even feel like playing. Like, I remember she told my sister one time, I don't even feel like effing playing, mate. She had like 30 and 20 on somebody that day. That's what type of team we had. Lauren was like attitude Lauren, like taking numbers Lauren. Like, she really was arguably, I'm always pro Team USA with everything. So if I had to pick the best player in the world, I'm going to pick an American.
Right.
But if I'm going to argue this, she is one person I can argue all the way to wherever we need to go.
You're going to get her.
She was the best player in the freaking world, and wasn't nobody touching her.
That is heavy. Slayer sounding like Teddy Riley right now. Oh, don't say that.
Oh, no.
Don't say that. Don't you do me like that, D. How did I get to Teddy Riley right now? Don't do it.
I don't want to be the Teddy Riley.
Yeah, we can't do that now. Please don't say that.
Jermaine Kent is watching. Go Balls.
That is. Okay, so you win the championship. Was this your last year playing?
No. I stopped in 2013 was my 10th season. So I still had a few more. I played one more year in Seattle, and then I went to DC and played in DC for 1 year. Playing in DC was probably one of the most awesome years of my WNBA career. It didn't have my homies, but I met new homies, made friendships in DC, and it was different being a black city. You know, I had a good old time in Chocolate City, DC.
Yeah.
It was fun. A lot of fun. Yeah.
That's heavy. Okay, so
good, but it was fun.
Yeah, I love it.
WNBA championship this year.
Yeah, that'd be heavy. That'd be heavy. So when you finished that up, did you have any thoughts about ever going overseas during your pro career? Did you go overseas?
I went overseas a lot of years. I didn't go overseas every year because I would stay home and do like internships, makeup internships with the WNBA, came home with the Mavericks, and things like that. Did a lot of stuff with Seattle. But I've been to Israel twice, Turkey twice, Czech Republic, Australia, Spain, and then I spent my last 2 overseas seasons in South Korea, and that's where I tore my Achilles in South Korea. November 19th, 2013 is when I tore my Achilles. The 17th, and I had surgery on the 19th, and then that was it. I stopped. I retired after that, so I had 10 seasons and a championship, which is great for a person that never signed a guaranteed contract.
Right.
You know, every year I was making the team.
You never going into the situation with a guaranteed deal. You working your butt off for it every time. How was that? What was your mentality like?
I had an opportunity to sign a guaranteed deal. 2 years. Guaranteed deal 2 years for more money, but I would have to leave Seattle. I chose to stay in Seattle with a verbal from my coach, you know, and the organization, a verbal to stay in Seattle. So, I mean, you know, in business, you can't trust a verbal. I could trust a verbal with Brian Edgar, you know, so that's why me and him have a
And very seldom people listening, ladies, men, whatever it may be, very seldom, especially in pro sports, will you ever find that. I mean, ever. That's an anomaly, man. It might be 1 or 2% of that in all the pro sports. So
yep. And you know what? In his defense, it was probably time for he wanted to renege on that and Don and cut my smart mouth talking self. You know, but you know, I have an attitude and I have pride about myself, and you know, I stand up for myself without a guarantee contract. But I was lucky to have chosen a really good home in Seattle and a really good team that just really looked out for me and helped hone my career and give me a career, give me an opportunity. And that started, you know, with the COO, Karen Bryant, and Donovan, whenever they were the ones that brought me to Seattle. And so I'm very grateful for Karen Bryant for even bringing me to Seattle. But yeah, it was hard without a guaranteed contract. That's very stressful whenever you're trying to make a team. And the older you get, the harder it is just to make a team.
Right.
So, like I said, you gotta get your value in other places besides just on the court. On the court, what I did great, I was always going to do that great. I mean, I'm a very good shot blocker. I think one of the best. And that's not tooting, that's just being real.
Yeah.
But in the league, you know, there's people that say, oh, you only make the team because you're pretty.
Right.
You see how that's like a weird thing? Like you only make the team because you're pretty. Well, you don't see me on any posters or any billboards.
Right.
So what does being pretty have to do with anything?
Exactly.
You know, so, you know, it was a great career, and like I said, I ain't never been no hater. So somebody telling me that I made the team because I'm pretty, then I'm like, well, shit, I am pretty.
Right. Did they want you to come out and say, you know what, I'm ugly? Cut me?
Never.
Right.
Never.
Right.
But yeah, that wasn't easy, and it was like a lot of talks from people like Slim Cash, Tanisha Wright, you know, or like even like Shara and Dom, they pump your head up. You this, you that, you remember when you did that?
Right.
You know, Bartender, you remember when you did this and that? They pump your head up, and then it be the ones that keep it real.
Dom still got that. Dom saw me running one day and all that. Oh yeah, you got that. I feel like I need an inhaler while I'm running. You got that, big bro. You got that. Yeah. Come on, Dom, man. Not right now, man. I'm gassed. You can't even pump this up. You know what I mean? But that's the family and friends though that was created for you.
Dom was one of the first women that we know that started working head deep in men's basketball.
Right.
You know, like all these women coaches are now coaching men and all this, like, ooh, big deal, woman coaching men. Dom been doing that for a long time. We was mad at her for coaching boys. Like, you need to be coaching the girls.
Okay.
Like, why you coaching the boys? Coach the girls.
Okay, check it out, people. Check it out, people. It's the Boom Boom Room. There it is. So y'all know we got Ashley Robinson in the house. Dom said we've been here before, Slay. You're exactly right, Dom. That's exactly what she told me. And she meant it. And just kept on walking by like she wasn't talking about nothing. So, shout out to you. But we're in the Boom Boom Room, y'all. We're in it with Ashley Robinson, Peep Game. You know who she is now. You know her story. You know her background. Let's dive into it. Now we into this thing. Speaking of Dom, now tell me, what are some of the differences or similarities for playing with the men's or women's coach? Do you look at it any different? For instance, do you we'll take it all the way to college and then go to pros. You know what I mean? As a male in college basketball, you have a male staff. You got some coaches you can lean on, you know, for father figures, whatever it may be, you know what I mean, you confide into. What was that like for a woman? Did y'all ever have classes with an all-woman staff? I think y'all had Coach Brown. Who was the guy? Matthew?
Coach Brown was there. We always had like one man on the staff, I think. And then it may have been a year that we had all women. It was never a big deal with all women. You know, women were women, you know, but Pat was more, you know, it's weird. She's a woman, but she was Pat.
Right.
You know, it didn't matter. I wasn't worried about if she was a man or a woman. She was somebody that we respected. And I think a lot of kids these day and age, they're not afraid to disappoint their parents. They're not afraid to make their parents mad. Could you imagine making your mom mad, Slay?
No, she'd be right there at the school.
Yeah, you'd be scared making them mad.
No time for it.
Yeah. She'd be out there giving you a whooping and you
Exactly.
You know, so I just think that having an all-female staff was great. And when I was in AAU, my AAU coach brought a woman when we were 13 because he thought maybe she can relate to us a little better. Shout out Coach Harris, Debbie Harris, coaching at McKinney High School here in Texas. But, you know, it really helps having a woman that can relate to us. But like I said, I love Brian. Like,
Right.
Brian got along just fine because I ain't never had to worry about him having a emotional
What a big
mood.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know.
But say that again, man. Kids aren't scared of anything now. You're exactly right. Tasha. So I want to touch on that. So coming into it, if you have kids nowadays, how do you feel about them being able to hop in women's sports just like men's? Hop in and out, transfer portal, whatever it may be. I couldn't imagine us at Tennessee, and then we come into. I think Michelle Munoz did it. Maybe I think she was the only one, but I couldn't imagine us coming and, like I told y'all viewers. You know, what I mean, we were tight, so us going over to the house and we getting ready to eat or something, and Ashley or Tasha or somebody hollering, "Hey man, I think I'm gonna transfer, man." I don't even that don't even register. Like, you about to run, you running, like, what's wrong? You know what I mean? So what's your feelings on them hopping, even in I'm working in youth sports, you're in youth sports, hopping from team to team or AAU program to AAU program, trainer to trainer. What's your thoughts on that? What do you think the loyalty is in these kids? Like, is it none?
Well, let me start off by saying this. I feel like the loyalty lies with the parents, and the parents are the ones that teach their kids not to be loyal. Because, like, with my basketball program, I'm dealing with 4th graders to 7th graders, some 8th graders, you know. I got high school kids that I train one-on-one, and then I coach with a 17U team. So my kids that are my kids that sign up for my program, there is never a reason for any one of my kids to leave my program because of things with the kid. It's only things with the parent, and I'm going to tell you why.
Right.
The parents want this whatever they think it is, their road to being 7th grade 18, their road to being college All-American.
Yeah.
And they think that it's supposed to look a certain way. But when they have a program like mine, where I'm looking at your 6th grade little girl and saying she's exactly where she needs to be. She's learning to love the game. She's learning to put in the game. She's learning to perfect the game and the exposure that she's getting. She's not getting people that's coming out just to meet your kid. She's getting people that my teammates that my kids meet, they ask me, how is this kid? Hey, how's the kid shot that you sent me? How's the kid shot that you sent me that was shooting too high? Is it better? Is it this or is it that?
Right.
And I think the loyalty lies in the parents. I think the parents start to see they want a certain road for their kid, and they go to the team that's going to give them the best, basically what they think they want and what they want to hear and what they want to see. But as I do this and I get more passionate about these kids, even the ones that are in my program and leave, the one thing that they always know, your name is going to have to speak for itself. So your parents, all that stuff they doing, you can't worry about the moving and shaking they doing. It's up to you and what your game speak for, because your parents aren't going to be able to go to a 7th grade coach and say, what to a 7th grade coach?
Right.
You want that 7th grade coach to identify that your kid is the best player, not by that yippee-yappy. So I think that a lot of problem with our kids today is there's no loyalty. Parents don't have loyalty. People don't have loyalty. So why would our kids have loyalty? Like I said, I've lived in Grand Prairie my whole life. I went to LBJ, Jackson Middle School, South Grand Prairie. If you don't think that people try to get me from South Grand Prairie, you're crazy.
Right.
My mama called me back in. You stay and you represent your home team. I played with the same AAU team. If you think other AAU teams didn't want to get my AAU team, you're crazy. But you know what my AAU coach said? He went,
Talk that talk.
got us the Nike contract. So my AAU team was bringing talents like Diana Taurasi to the Metroplex way before all this big hype.
Before that was even cool.
Why did I stay in Tennessee? Why did I leave Pat? Because if I would have went to Pat Head Summit and said, I'm leaving because you made me mad, she would have said bye. And when I got home to Kathleen Robinson, she said, you better take your tail right back up there because you decided to go up there. And that's the problem with our kids. They got parents when they go, Coach yelled at me. Coach didn't let me play. When? Your parents go, okay, baby, let me take you to the team that you get to be on the Z list
team. There you go.
You get to play on their Z team, but you get to play. Stop that.
Right.
Let her stay here. Let her earn her right here. Because it's also building a relationship with me, the coach, who is emotional about your child. So of course I want your child to do well. She just ain't ready yet. Her MSC report says she only in the 6th grade.
And it's as simple as that. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Don't even get me started.
Hey, no. That's what the Boom Boom Room is about. We started. You know what I mean? Like I see Tasha, I see Pillow, I see D, Dom, all them commenting, talking about it's a false sense of reality. Y'all are totally right. You know what I mean? So that's why we're using this platform, man, to bring self-awareness and awareness to these kids, man. Like, it's different, but you don't have to go with that mold, you know what I mean, that your friend go with. You can be different, you know what I mean? You can set your own standards. You don't have to live in your parents' dreams, whatever they didn't get to live out, you know what I mean? Like, you can have loyalty. There's nothing wrong with having loyalty. So that she made me go talk to Pat myself, communication. Kids don't know how to communicate. Now, you are totally right because they communicate behind a keyboard. Now, what I want to tap on is the sexuality in sports today.
All right.
Is it different when making it to college as far as the climate in the locker room versus the climate it was in high school? And we're going to speak on our era, and we also going to speak on today's climate. Like, okay. I'm around, I train a couple of girls. Shout out to Keely, Camille, Tavia, you know what I mean, Jelani, all y'all, man. Plenty of love for all y'all. Annabelle, all y'all, man. Don't want to leave nobody out. Kaya, salute. I think I'm around some special young ladies. And I think I was fortunate also to be around special young ladies at the University of Tennessee. Also around special ladies when I was growing up at Tennessee State University. So this wasn't something I was privy to as far as sexuality, whether they being bi, whether they being gay, whether they being straight, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? And I didn't get to see that in y'all's era either as much. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you heard it out there, but you didn't see it. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Nowadays, you see it more. You know what I mean? You see, I'm tatted up. You know what I mean? And was tatted up by my senior year. I might see a girl from the girls team walk straight in, more tatted than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So does that perception cloud people's thoughts of how it should be? And we're gonna break this all the way down. We're gonna talk about first. Let's touch on the climate in the locker room when you coming from high school to college, because I can speak for my little sister, Christina. I'm not sure about Ashley because I didn't Ashley Slay. I didn't get to ask her about it, but Christina stopped playing basketball because of the climate in the locker room. She felt going through AAU. She felt as she got older, it was harder to navigate. You know what I mean, if you will, the girls coming on to her, you know what I mean, them staying at the hotel and she seeing things she wasn't, you know what I mean, she wasn't cool with, and to each his own. But that was why she stopped playing basketball. And I got onto her about that and couldn't understand and was really pissed. Like, man, you a slave, man. You hold it down, however you hold it down, regardless. We done been without lights, whatever. You talking about a girl pushing up on you? So what you gonna say no? You know what I mean? So you tell me, you break it. Let's stay with the high school, going to college first in your era, and then we'll transition to the latter.
Okay. This is the way I would describe teammates that are gay in college for me.
Mhm.
It was just like how Pat had the rule no tattoos can be shown in college. You know what I'm saying? Like she had a rule no tattoos can be shown. The way it was for like girls that was liking girls in college, it just really wasn't talked about. It wasn't talked about until you and your friend had that relationship where one, you're like saying, hey, I know you like girls, we're homies, why are you trying to act like you like boys? I know you like girls, so tell me. So it was a situation like that, or it was, just like a known situation that nobody made that big of a deal. No, just didn't talk about it a lot. And when it came to our teammates in college, it's like a sisterhood. We weren't in a sorority, but we were a sorority, like it's a sisterhood and you don't date your sisters. And so we just didn't worry about dating each other because we just didn't date each other. That's growth. I don't want to date my hot sister. That's for the other girls to date. That's the way it was in college as young women becoming grown. Okay?
Right.
So that kind of stuff just wasn't accepted because that wasn't what our coaches, that wasn't how you have longevity, dating your coworkers.
Right.
That wasn't how you have longevity. That gets you sidetracked. That's not being focused on the right thing when it comes to a team thing. And then as pros, well, you're a grown woman that has to make grown woman decisions and you're in a grown woman atmosphere. So what those grown women do, I'm not really worried. In the pros, they don't worry about who you sleep with. It's not their business.
Right.
It's just not their business. They can't worry about that. And if something starts to be a problem at work, then stuff is done about that.
Right.
Stuff is done about that. And then if it's not a problem at work and it makes the players' work life better, that their partner is there, well, that's just what they got to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally, I can only speak from my personal experience. I have never felt pressure to date girls, and I have never put pressure on a girl to date another girl. So I just don't. It wasn't like that for me. The environment in the locker room wasn't so gay that I felt uncomfortable. And I think that sometimes for straight girls, don't flatter yourself so much, sweetie. They not looking at you. They girlfriends got more ass and titties than you.
Right.
So like they not really looking at you like that. So don't even flatter yourself. They not trying to get after you like that. But I understand in some situations it may have been different for different people. In my experience, it wasn't like that. And if a teammate ever hit on me, I live, so
yeah.
You don't know me.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't tap out. It wasn't over. Life didn't end. Your career didn't end. Everything was still good.
Okay, make her a girlfriend. Who knows?
Right. Right. So let's move it on to since we're both working in youth sports. Let's move it on to today.
Okay.
If you were talking to a kid that is getting ready to go into college experience, you're more sheltered in a sense. You're more sheltered. You're more sheltered in a sense, and you also think that you don't know really what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? You've been sheltered all your life, so you thinking like, man, this gay stuff don't really touch me. You know what I mean? But they're getting ready to transition into college where it's a lot more freedom. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got a lot more times to go out. You know what I mean? A lot more times. Let's be real here because we ain't sugarcoating. You're going to be drinking. You're going to be drunk. You're going to get a ride home with your homegirl or a dude for that case. You know what I mean? And it might be two dudes that's trying to take advantage of you. How do you keep yourself, what is your advice for people that could be found in that situation? How do you handle that?
With the sexuality thing?
With the sexuality thing.
Okay. This is what I said to a high school kid. I definitely won't say no names. This is what I said to a high school kid that came to me because she was heartbroken about her girlfriend.
Right.
So not only was she heartbroken about this girl that she was talking to, she was heartbroken because this girl that she was happening to talk to and was cheating on her was her teammate. And this is what I said to her. I would never tell this girl that she shouldn't be gay. That's not my place to tell her she shouldn't be gay.
Right.
That's between her and her relationship with her God and her ultimate being. And if they cool, then I'm cool. I don't have nothing to do with her walking her salvation. And all that kind of stuff. And I am not the one to judge and say because you like a girl, you're going to hell. I do not believe that, and I would never tell these kids that. I don't care what their parents think. I don't believe that, so I'm not preaching that. And I will never preach the gay out of no kid. But this is what I told this kid, because I have to be a mentor to her about how to do your job in sport.
Navigate.
Be a great athlete. Navigate your way through sport. And this is what I said to this girl that was hurt. First of all, you never should have been dating your teammate, because this is the type of thing that can happen to your team when you date your teammate. Y'all are family. You gotta go in there as family. When you stop talking to somebody, they ain't your family. And you like, get up out of here. Y'all can't do that. So my advice to these kids is don't put yourself in a situation to where you feel like you have to transfer.
Right.
You know, you feel like you have to go to another school because you and your boo broke up and things like that.
Okay, Shadow said we were shutting that down. Wasn't no teammates dating on my team. Okay, D. Okay, we're gonna take questions in a minute. When you tell kids don't do something, they find a way to do it anyway, right, D? So we finna get to that in just a second. So okay, that's that. Tell me about the transition into pro sports. What was the climate totally different from college? Because me looking at high school to college, it was different. But I also know when I came out in 03, I was working out in DC. You know what I mean? So I was going to the Wizards game and going to the Mystics game. You know what I mean? While I was working out, and I was at the Mystics game, and I'm looking around like, I mean, that's a lot of motherfucking couples in here. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and at this time, it was just now coming into the light where this was acceptable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just DC or what, but that's just the space I was in, you know what I mean? But I knew coming from where I came from, it was shunned. No, it ain't no kind of. It was shunned upon. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Keep it 100.
Right.
So transfer that to the new age. Now, coming into the league, you saw, man, what's the girl name, man? That stopped playing. I forgot her name, man. Because she said, you know, she felt like they was heckling, not heckling, but harassing.
Oh, yeah.
This, that, and the
Candace
other.
Wiggins?
Candace Wiggins. So tell me how the transition from college, where y'all had a tight-knit family program, y'all were sisters, going into a pro game where it's more of a business. You might got a couple friends. You were fortunate enough to be on Seattle where y'all all meshed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it ain't like that everywhere you go. I just think you was in a special situation.
And none of us dated in Seattle.
Right. So what is that like for? Let's talk to the college athletes that's getting ready to transition into the pro game. What is the advice, or what are the things that you would tell them? This is the way I believe, in our opinion, in the boom boom room, how you would handle it.
This is what I'll tell all young girls entering into the league. And I'm going to say this in a way because some of my kids were watching. So if they are watching, I do kind of edit myself and I won't talk as blunt as I want to. But, Slay, can't nobody make me munch on the carpet.
I'm agreeing.
If I don't like carpet. You know, like, I don't like blue cheese.
I've never understood.
Ain't nothing you can do to make me eat blue cheese. I ain't even eating it. I ain't touching it. It's gross. Not for me. If you like blue cheese on your salad, great. You like blue cheese with your wings, great.
Right.
I like ranch.
Love it.
Now, if you like ranch and blue cheese get off you decide you want to take some blue cheese, go at it, have that blue cheese. that's the way I feel about it when it comes to these girls. Can't nobody make you eat blue cheese if you don't like blue cheese. So if I see you eating blue cheese, you got to like blue cheese. Because that's a firm decision to go eat blue cheese if you decide it. That's all I'm saying. Look at Dom talking about I like blue cheese. Brittany talking about I love ranch. And
it's totally acceptable. Like, we're not here to sway you either way. This is it being a platform and it's on the table, and we're here to talk about it. That's why we're gonna have y'all ask questions. What is it like carrying the Lady Vol name, and what does it mean to you? And I'll give my example of how it helped me focus. You know what I mean? Throughout my career, as far as being evolved, and being associated with Lady Vols, because at that time when I came through, we were asked, hey man, what y'all gonna do next year? And then after that, have you seen the Lady Vols playing? You know what I mean? Like, this shit, you know what I mean? I felt like we need to stand on our own entity, you know what I mean? Yep. But it was part of it going up there, so it all went down the same. But mine was, I remember being in the gym, and I never forget, I always tell the story, Samika Randall, I was in the gym, I was working on either shots or dunking or some shit. And Samika Randall came to the gym, she was walking to go to her car, and was like, man, I hope, it was early in the year, I was a freshman, I hope you still got that same kind of energy at the end of the year. You know what I mean? And the whole time I'm like, man, she's trying to hate on me. You know what I mean? We're competition. But when I went back to the locker room, I thought about it like, damn, you know what I mean? This ain't high school. You can't burn yourself out. You know what I mean? What the hell is you working on dunks for? How many dunks a game are you going to get at a high level in college? You might get one every 3 games or something. You know what I mean? Unless I'm just a high flyer. So I respected that. You know what I mean? And that was one of the people that kept me on my shit. You know what I mean? Her, then I was also friends with a lot of football guys. Looking at them, Javi Herrera, who played baseball, a couple of volleyball girls, and then we had Justin Gatlin in our era, you know what I mean, on the track team. So, like, the shit was held so high in esteem, and people always ask me, like, man, why you always talking about Tennessee this, Tennessee that? Man, because I felt during that era, man, we were such a family. And I can say that at least when I started paying attention, like 97, 96, all the way to about 2000, I think Ramon graduated in 2008, somewhere around there. Like, all through that gap, it was family, man. And like, I felt like, you know what I mean, they paid it forward to me. So it's only right that I paid for it and I represented and I tote the flag and I wave that motherfucker everywhere I go. You know what I mean? Because I remember the Al Wilsons coming through. I remember coming back, you know what I mean, coming back to school and Alexis Hornbook, Dom, all them, Candace Parker, all kicking it with them more so than I was doing with the men's basketball team. You know what I mean? That was the kind of relationship I've always had with the Lady Vols. You know what I mean? So that was the volunteer Vol VFL means something different to me, and I carry it that way because of that. What does it mean to you?
Well, for me, being a Lady Vol is a privilege, you know, to be a Lady Vol. But when Coach passed, there's a lot of people and there's a lot of places where people can go hear about Pat. People can go read about Pat. People have their best intentions on carrying on her legacy. But I've always believed can't nobody carry on her legacy more than the ones that she created her legacy with. And that's what I've done with my life after basketball. Like, basketball always been there for me. And when I started, I actually, Dom, Shara, I'm in a group chat with Shara's family. And it's like her brothers, Pee-wee, you know, her cousins. Her cousin Ebony was a big part of this group chat before she passed. R.I.P. Ebony, we love her forever. Cancer freaking sucks. But whenever I went to name my team, they helped me come up with AKR Texas Summit. You know, I didn't just make that up myself. My Vol family helped me come up with AKR Texas Summit with 2 T's after Pat Summit. And that's what being a Lady Ball for Life, that's what a Ball for Life means for me. Carrying on her legacy. And the main thing that I like people to know about Pat's legacy is she knew everything that people see in me as a negative. She knew it. She talked to me about it, and she was aware of all of it. We dealt with these things, and I'm happy to be able to pass that on to little kids because I was enough for her.
Right.
Who I am, I was enough. She just wanted my game to speak for itself, and that's all I want these girls to know is you are enough exactly how you are, as you are, but your game will have to speak for itself, and we are going to have to address if your game can speak for itself or not.
Right.
But I want to pass on the legacy of that coach that everybody thinks is this hard-nosed coach, and if you got in trouble, she would kick you off the team, when really you go into the meeting with her scared as shit, thinking she's about to send you back to Grand Prairie, and she's bawling her eyes out talking about, it was like me finding out my daughter was in trouble. And then so you start crying and praying that you're never going to do it again, and you're not going to be hanging out with Slay, you're not going to be hanging out with Vincent no more, you're not hanging out with those bad influences because it's their fault that you're like that. And, I want to be able to give that to kids. I want to give kids that real love, that love that's outside of basketball. Okay, you suck right now, but I still love you, and I'm still going to tell you why you suck. You suck because you ain't been in the gym, you ain't worked hard, you ain't doing this, but coach still love you, and I'm still going to show up, and I'm still going to do all that because me as a coach, y'all can't do nothing your girl ain't done.
Right.
I mean, I done everything. So...
Definitely.
Good luck trying to top your coach, you know. And I maybe did everything in high school before I got to Tennessee.
Right. But when we got to UT though, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all just a little tidbit. The summers were beautiful.
We was shaking it and in trouble.
The summers were beautiful, y'all, and it wasn't nobody there. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, this is when a lot of these bonds started, man. It was different, man. It was different, man. And so I understand that and what the Lady Balls meant to you. And you spoke on Pat. And
love you, Mary Elise. One of my team moms just said she loved me. Mary Elise Johnson, Mississippi girl. Grew up an Ole Miss fan. Now her daughter be in there breaking backs in the
Shout out to Sarah. Remember when y'all came to Naptown?
I do.
You damn right. You damn right.
One time, me and Shara was in a car. Shara got up to Tennessee a little bit early. Me and her in a car, acting like goody two-shoes. I'm in the front seat, she in the back seat, and we acting so goody good, not participating in nothing that people are doing in that car because we fronting in front of each other.
Right.
Then after the fact, we talk about some things. That was the last time I ever fronted in front of her. I've only ever been myself in front of her since that day because I realized me being a goody good being fake, had her being a goody good being fake, and we just need to be bad girls together.
Right.
And we've been a team ever since.
That was it. What was that? What was going on? Was it an All-Star game? What was going on over there? Was it just a game?
I don't know why we went. We was always going to Naptown for random things.
No, I went. I went on this one.
Dang, why was we in Naptown?
Because I know Ron Mercer. Shout out to Mercer. Mercer was with the Pacers. Tamika was with the Fever. And we rolled
was
up
it
there.
Black Expo?
The Black Expo was.
Yeah.
Damn, man. Come on, man. Talk, man. I remember that. I think I drove I might have drove the whole way. If I ain't mistaken. You know what I mean? But hey, man, so viewers, y'all see the love that's there, man. It's so much history. We can go into so much more. But
I loved it.
If you can go, so we've been on for an hour 49 minutes. We want to get questions. If y'all can, Tasha said, and it was lit. We drove in my hunt show did. Hey, so peep game. Viewers, if y'all got any questions, you know what I mean, shoot your questions through. We're gonna try to answer some questions. Before we get into that though, I got a partner of mine that played overseas with me. We became real tight. He's from Buffalo. He's a trainer in Buffalo. He had a very long pro career, prestigious high school career, great college career. Jason Rowe. He trained some girls. So he got a girl named Sophie. if you can give her some words of wisdom or some motivation. She said she came out and she had an injury similar to yours, you know what I mean? And now she can find that same grind because she saw you, you know what I mean? You got an ACL injury, you bounce back, you know what I mean? Go on second round draft pick, have a great career regardless, and not having a non-guaranteed contract throughout the years and still made it 10 years pro. You know what I mean? It could have been longer. So if you can give us some words of wisdom or some motivation, I'd appreciate it, and I know Jason Rowe would appreciate it also.
What level is she going in college? Is she in college?
Is it Rowe, what is she? Is she in high school, Rowe? Let me see. He said she got hurt and been worried about how to bounce back. So he didn't say what grade she was in. Hold on. I'm gonna ask him right now. What grade she in? She in college.
My number one advice would be the mind is a powerful little sucker. In the mind, you can be defeated in the mind or you can win in the mind. And so she needs to beat this injury mentally and then just do what she needs to do physically. Because if she does what she needs to do physically, everything's gonna work itself out. But she has to mentally be stronger than this injury, and she can't let this injury turn her into what Pat said, a mental midget, and be that type of person that now you're not only struggling physically to get your game back, now you're struggling mentally, and the mental part can take you out. The mental part will have you saying, I'll never be able to play again. I'll never be the same athlete again. So I would say mentally get healthy. Be healthy mentally. And then attack this thing hard physically. Do what you're supposed to do. If you're supposed to be doing your leg lifts, if you're supposed to be doing your extension stuff, do those things. Don't skip days. Don't overdo it. Be smart. Listen to your doctors.
There it is, Sophie. So you got that. I hope that helps. You know what I mean? That's coming from Ashley Robinson, your pro, WNBA champion. And listen, the other ladies that's on this chat, D. Davis, Tasha Butts, Shalon Pillow, Shira Eli, Dom, like, if you can go and follow them, like, one thing for sure, man, these people will respond, you know what I mean? Like, they do have busy schedules, but if they can, they will respond. A couple of these people are college coaches and stuff. It's going to be a little difficult, but if they can give advice, they will give advice. So salute to you, man. Battle through that injury and get back. Tasha said, we're going to get to your answer, Mark. Tasha said, how about both of y'all give advice to today's kids about handling adversity? What steps would you tell them to take before entering the transfer portal, and talk to parents as well? I'll take that first. How about both of y'all give advice to today's kids about handling adversity? To me, the adversity that you go through and come out of is only as strong as you will be. So if I go through, for example, I went through living in a van, you know what I mean? Might be it only a week, but you know what I mean? Sleeping in a van, going with your lights out, you know what I mean? Not knowing where your meal coming from, your stuff being set out on the curb, you know what I mean? All of these things, you know what I mean? Moving from east side to west side, north side, whatever it may be, all of these things sculpted me, you know what I mean? Which I didn't understand, but one thing I did do was focus on what I could control, and that was my craft. You feel what I'm saying? So, and also being nice to people, you feel me? So each side I was going to, as the age that I am now, I'm 38 years old, I feel I can walk on any side of town in Tennessee, in Nashville, Tennessee, and get respect, not on a cocky sense, but because when I was younger, you know, I was coming through this and I showed respect to who was there to show respect to. And I made friends everywhere I went, and it wasn't no cocky feeling. I feel you just as good as I am, and I'm good as you, and I'm gonna outwork you. You know what I mean? So I want to get out of that rut into a place where I know I could be different than the stuff that I had to go through. And as far as steps I would tell them to take before entering the transfer portal, mine would be, one, I would definitely go talk to my coaches. Two, always remember, in college, in pros, in business, in everything, it's not always greener on the other side. Like the shit that glimmers when you walk through the door, it might be trash behind that door. That shit just look good when you're seeing it. You know what I mean? So it's up to you if you have the opportunity. You already got your foundation laid to go back in there. You can re-sculpt it. There ain't nothing wrong with tearing your clay down and sculpting your clay back again. You know what I mean? It don't make sense to jump into the transfer portal to me. You know what I mean? I think that's running from adversity. And adversity is what made Ashley Robinson, who's sitting right here. You know what I mean? That adversity going through injuries. Like, I was gone my junior year. I was out. If I don't tell my ACL, you couldn't have told me I wasn't gone. I tell my ACL, I come back, I could have had a pity party, but I was like, fuck it. A lot of people told me the red shirt. You know what I mean? Going into my senior year. I went into my senior year and was SEC, all SEC, SEC Player of the Year, All-American, led the league in scoring. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't have had a better year individually. You know what I mean? But all of that shit that I went through when I was younger, that sculpted me to who I was. And I could have ran when when new coaches came in after my sophomore year. We went on a Sweet 16 run. You know what I mean? Then we get a new coach that already know me. We get a Buzz Peterson. He come in, he trying to clean house, and people not seeing eye to eye. They was talking about Pat Summitt coming coaching us. You know what I mean? That was the rumors out. I'm like, cool, let's do it. Shit, she a winner. I would love for it to happen. I don't know how she gonna do it, but shit, I want it. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I look at everything as a challenge, and that's how you got to look at it. Don't run from your adversity jumping in the transfer portal, because when you jump over there, one thing you better remember is they recruiting. They don't know you coming over there till the end of the year. They still recruiting. It takes to win. Their job is safe if they win. You can come in and talking that bullshit like you going to change something. You going to come in and average 20 points if you want to. You play a piece to a team. Remember that. So like Ashley said, if you average 25 in high school, you get to University of Tennessee, you got to average 8 and 6. You need to win. That's your place on the team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
PD scouts and all this, they realize what's going on in order to be a pro. Like, and I can go on and on about all this. And parents, don't live through your children. Stop it. I'm telling you that right now. If you can stop that, your child will be better off. And that's my opinion. You know what I mean? Just because you were great in high school and then all of a sudden you didn't get the score to go to college, you had to go to JUCO and then you dropped out of JUCO. Don't put that on your kid, man. Let your kid live their life, man. And the more freedom they have in high school as far as sports, not freedom doing whatever they want to do outside of it, but as far as sports, let them find their own way and navigate, and you just bring them to pick them up when they fall off the track. It's going to be fine, man. These people are young. It's plenty of time. I'm going to let Ashley hit on it because I talk on it all day. You start with Ashley. You start with Tasha. Can you see her question?
Yeah, you did. You answered it perfect, Slay.
Okay.
I mean, kids got to learn how to handle adversity, and we are in the instant gratification world where you want instantaneously gratification. But I'll just add on to what you were saying. College for me was about committing to a coach and committing to a program and fighting hard for 4 years to win a championship. That's what college was to me.
Right.
And obviously, the education is the cherry on top.
Right.
Of course, you're going to get an education because you're there.
Yeah.
But what did I go to college to do? I went to college to be a professional basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Professional basketball 101. How do I do that, Pat?
Mm-hmm.
How do I get there?
Mm-hmm.
And education is important because you can't be a dumb jock. You have to be smart in business. You do need that education because you can't be an athlete forever. You're going to have to do something else. But I just think people's focus is different than what it used to be. That go to college, fight hard. Like now some of these kids that went to Tennessee, Connecticut, and North Carolina in their 4-year, 5-year career. Like, so what's your home team?
Right.
Like, who jersey you wearing?
Right.
Who do you really represent?
What homecoming do you go to?
Huh?
What homecoming will they go to?
Yeah, what homecoming are you going to? What reunions are you going to? And for college coaches, because Tasha's on here, I mean, I feel bad for these college coaches that they have to commit to these unloyal I want your kids that really ain't even that good.
Right.
They really not that good for them to have to sit in the gym until 9 a.m., 9 p.m. recruiting this girl that really ain't a dog like that and probably ain't going to go to the WNBA. But she has to have the good attitude and the diligence and the persistence to go recruit this kid, all for the kid to say, when?
Right.
I don't like it this week.
Right.
And so I'm going to go to a different school? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's just like, and what, as a parent, this is what I tell a lot of parents, and this is the way I see it. Your kids start with this one team, then they go to this other team, and this other team get a turn. And then this other team get a turn. And then another team get a turn. When is your kid gonna be a hoe? And not just an upstanding little girl that everybody get a chance. Everybody can't get a chance with your kid. Everybody don't deserve a chance with your kid. Let your kids stay loyal and humble with this one team and see if they can win with that team. Now, if your kid is being abused, done wrong, treated wrong, depressed, unhappy, I understand all these different reasons why people may not stay at a university, but some of these reasons are ludicrous. What about just having pride for all the, like, and I'm talking directly to Tennessee girls. Y'all they have so much to be proud of. So when you talk about how do I approach being a Lady Vol and how do I approach giving that back to the community, it is a thing. I am a University of Tennessee Lady freaking Vol. That means something. Period. That means I can hoop. That means I'm good.
That's simple.
Yeah.
So, anybody else got any other questions? Shira said that was one of my biggest adjustments as a freshman. I'm trying to get to the questions. I appreciate you, Slay, and much love to you, Ashley. No doubt, D. We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Let me see. I'm trying to
Shalon's going through it. She recruits and has to be out there recruiting all these kids.
Shalon said you run from it one time, you'll be running forever. Just gets easier after time. Yep, you're exactly right. Here we go, D. Players don't like honesty. If you tell them the truth, they run. You're exactly right. But
you know what? With my kids, with my Texas Southern kids, this one thing I can say about my parents.
What's up, Trina?
My parents, they every now and then they let me know. Hey, Trina, she right there. They let me know when maybe I went too far or maybe I'm going too hard on a kid. But they don't never step on my toes and tell me what I better do or what I got to do. And that's why I love the parents with Texas Summit on our board. Well, first of all, my business partner, Darian, he ain't listening to what nobody tell him anyway. It is his way or the highway. He the boss. I love that because I'm a little bit more fluff. Like, we can talk about it.
Right.
You know? But I like that my parents let me I love that my parents allow me to parent their kids the way I see fit when it comes to sport.
Right.
I respect that they let me take the lead on their kids' basketball career, and they know that I'm going to do the best thing for their kid. And Mary Lee sent a smiley face, but she's one of my favorite parents. But she one of those that, you know, she might be out there trying to do the workout with us if she thought it was going to help, you know?
Right.
But, you know, I just got good team parents, and Mary Lee's get that smile because she one of the ones to be like, don't you think you went a little bit too hard today? Don't you think that was a little bit much? And I'm like, no.
You're right.
Megan deserved it. And Megan's not even her daughter. This somebody else's baby who she's trying to protect.
Right.
But I get it.
Okay.
Sometimes I need to hear, this is an 11-year-old girl that you're screaming at that may not ever play basketball, you know, past third grade or whatever.
Great. I love it. Like them ain't nothing but gems. This is my guy. I got two more questions for Ashley, and then we're gonna get off.
Okay.
One is, what advice would you give to parents when, for example, a kid is on a basketball team, a young lady's on a basketball team, a very talented team, or a boo-boo team? What advice do you give to the parents that, it happens, it's boo-boo teams out there.
Yeah.
So what advice do you give to the parents that feel like they should be coaching their kid during the game more than the coach? You know, you got the yelling parents, and I was a little bit more confident in myself. Where I used to tell my mom, even though she would yell still, like, Mom, you got to stop doing that. Like, it's interfering with the coach's job. Like, it's one voice. You know what I mean? And that can damage a team and tear a team apart if you telling them I'm with them 8 hours out of the day, then I go home to you and you telling me something at the dinner table, and that tears us apart. Even though you parents think that it's not saying anything, slowly after dinner, every time after dinner, you're saying something about another player. Can you speak to how that can tear a team apart by the parents acting the way they act?
This is what I'll say for the parents. This is what I'll say for the parents that want to,
and the kids too. That's listening. Like how they should be listening. Yeah.
Like, this is what I say to all the parents. Listen, if you had the pizzazz, the know-how, the career to start your own club, I think you would have by now. But you too understand that you're not going to satisfy everybody. And my thing is, I don't know why, like, I catch myself talking in the camera and I'm just dramatic and into it. I'm serious about this stuff. I don't mean it to be so about it, but I'm into it. But if you could coach your kid, then you should have. But you brought your kid over here for me. Not the game of basketball, because they could have went anywhere. You brought them here for me and what I bring to the game. You got to let me do my thing. You can't try to act like you know more than me, but you brought your kid to me for what I bring. Because if you could do me, then you would. But you can't. So stay. I saw one of those TikToks. I love TikTok. I don't want to be on TikTok, but I like to go watch TikTok, look at all the hot little boys and all that kind of stuff. Real fine dudes on there. But, like, I saw this one talking about stay in your lane. And I just think parents need to learn to stay in their lane. And there's better ways there's a right way to be a parent coach and there's a wrong way to be a parent coach. And the wrong way to be a parent coach is putting that question in that kid's mind that the coach isn't good enough. You brought this kid over here to play with this team. So if this coach isn't giving your kid what your kid needs, and not developing your kid, then you need to take your kid out of that program. But if you think that you can do a better job, then probably don't take your kid out of that program because you probably suck as a coach and you probably don't have the basketball resume to really be in front of these kids. You know, some of these parents be coming telling us what they think, and I'm looking at their basketball resume like, don't insult me like that. Keep going with that. Stop it. You played basketball in middle school and made the C team. Get out of here. Everybody made that team.
Okay, so last one. Brittany Perry asked, unless somebody else come up through with a question. Chris Franklin, we're going to get you a question last. Brittany Perry, why do you think today's kids is different from when you all played ball? Attitudes, mentality, work ethic, etc. What might it be?
I mean, come on. Some of my kids, they have $100 an hour trainer training them. You know, I charge $75 to $100 an hour for private lessons. Some of these parents are paying like for 2 months of lessons, you know, and 3 months in a year and things like that. So they got a coach for this. They got a coach for that. I mean, sometimes these kids come into the gym like you work for them. Right. And you kind of do because you're there to make them better. But I think they just have a different mentality. Think about the gyms that they come in. They all come into really nice gyms and it's all glamorous and they got a nice floor and balls and cones and everybody got on brand new Nikes. A kid that can't hoop got on the best LeBron.
Exactly.
Can't even hoop. Exactly. Got on the #1 basketball shoes and stuff like that. I just think kids are different because we as parents have tried to give our kids more than what we have. But just like, you know, like I think about like my black mother. Right. She taught me to be tough and strong and hard. But she protected me against all the stuff that I need to be tough, strong, and hard for, you know, just in case. And I think just right now our kids are really privileged, really entitled mentality. And it's up to us coaches sometimes to bring them down to reality and let them know no matter how much money you have, you're not going to be able to out-hoop that little boy that's sleeping on the floor, that eating microwave meals, maybe 1 or 2 a day, and he's hungry, so basketball is his way out. You got to prepare for those kids. Because, you know, those kids are going to be the kids that make millions and trillions of dollars in basketball if you don't get out there and work hard. And I just think our kids know, like, if I don't make it in basketball, my mom and dad will pay for my college.
Exactly. Hey, man, listen. Me and Ashley could go on for hours and hours of this, and there's so much that we didn't get to touch on. We're going to bring it back. You know what I mean? When the change stops, that's going to be a whole different panel. You know what I mean? But, hey, from me to you, I love you to death. You already know that. You helped me get through my senior year for sure. The senior going into my senior year, like, I could never show enough appreciation about it. Like, I tell even the guys that left school, like, when we were in school, like, this is my dog. Like, who am I running? Especially before Pee Wee got there. This is my dog. Like, this is my ace. Yeah. I'm running with all the time. You know what I mean? And, dude, you helped me so much, Ashley. Like, you have no earthly idea. And one day I'll be able to pay it forward. And, you know what I mean? But right now, man, I love you. You know that. And I appreciate you coming in the Boom Boom Room. Whatever you got to say to the people, man, closing remarks, and we out this thing.
Okay, well, first of all, you know I love you too, and you know you got me through some low days at Tennessee, and I think that's something that our girls also need. You need your platonic friends that are your friends that you develop relationships with from the opposite sex to protect you, to be your brother that you don't have, to be that your best. I had a lot of guy best friends in high school, and then you get to college and you're a new kid and nobody knows you, so maybe people like you, maybe they don't like you. You need your family, and it's always nice to have a big brother. And you know, you was bigger than life, so that was awesome. My only thing to everybody is you got to do what you got to do in life. Life is a competition. You got to work hard. You got to be good to people. I said this the other day. You can't never be a hater, and you got to always congratulate people, because when people come up, like when the Boo Boom Room is syndicated and on like a big network and all that kind of stuff, I'll be able to say I was on the Boom Boom Room. So you know, I feel like I'm part of the Boom Boom Room. You know,
gotta love it.
I just hope people know to be good to each other, work hard, and with these kids, I want the best for these kids, and I want everybody in the DFW to know, like, I'm open to working with all your kids, but I do this as a business also. So I have programs and things that all these coaches need to be signing their kids up for, because they won't get the real, and they don't get that love, like somebody that really just wants the best for them as girls. And I want to see women's basketball grow. And I'm tired of these old school stereotypes about women basketball players. But I love the Boom Boom Room. I'll be back whenever you ask me to be back. And I'll be willing to talk about whatever topics you want to talk about. But I love this because of all the people that got on to support us. And now I'm probably about to FaceTime Shira, Dom, and Tasha. We're going to FaceTime about this, and they can make fun, they can not make fun, you know, but this is what the Boom Boom Room is about. This is the family thing that you're talking about. And maybe if every organization can develop this camaraderie, who knows where our game will go.
That is, man. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Shout out, salute, toast. It is what it is. I love you, man.
My blue cup.
Hey, that is.
I already drank it all. You know, we OG Crips around
here. Hey, Caesar.
Just kidding.
Don't take it too serious. Don't take it too serious. We just have a good time. All right, I love you, Ashley. We out.
Love you too, Slay.
All right, appreciate you.
Bye, y'all.
All right, man. Now, peep game, man. So that's the Boom Boom Room, man. We had to break it on down. Show love to the females. I hope y'all got something out of it. Guess what, man? It's plenty levels to this. You know what I mean? Whether it's on the female side, whether it's on the boy side. I appreciate everybody tuning in to the Boom Boom Room. We'll be back next Sunday. We'll be back. We're going to have John Henderson on. Now, John don't come on often, man. We're going to have Big John on. It's going to be a good time. Followed the weekend after that by Randolph Childress, followed by Dante Jones. Then we're going to get another female on because We're going to keep mixing in. Might get a female in between then. But, hey, man, salute to all my Lady Vols. Y'all know I love y'all. If anybody riding for y'all, you know Big Slay riding for y'all. Zoc, I see you. You know what I mean? Tell Meek I need to get Meek on here. I'm going to DM her. We need Shamika, you need to be the next one on here. We're going to get Shamika on here. You know what I mean? I'm speaking on into existence. We cut it short today. We could have went for about 3 hours. Cut it short because the last dance coming on. But you can go to Ron Slay YouTube page. Subscribe to that, man. You know, we're going to make this thing big. The Boom Boom Room. Also on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Periscope, all social media platforms. Y'all stay tuned, man. I really, really, really love Ashley Robinson. That's my dog. Tasha Pillow. All the Lady Vols that came through. Dawn, Candace, Alexis, Alex. Man, it's so many in the name. It's ridiculous, man. That's one thing I can say about the Tennessee family, man. We were all family. You know what I mean? Whether it be track, volleyball, football, basketball, baseball, softball, we all got along, all kicked it together, all lifted each other up. Nobody ever talked down about each other in any sport, and we were privy to be around prestigious people, especially Pat Summitt, R.I.P. Pat Summitt, Coach Former, Doug Dickey, Coach Green, Coach Peterson. The list goes on and on, man. But you know what I mean? You love that. You love the experience, and you love the relationships that were formed. And I promise you one thing for sure, man. All of it's genuine. All of it's genuine. So this is the Boom Boom Room. This is the Boom Boom Room, man. I'm signing off. You know what I mean? Next Sunday, 5 o'clock, Big John Henderson. Can't nobody get Big Joe to talk. Can't nobody get Big Joe to talk. I'm going to get Big Joe to talk. You know what I mean? We're going to take it back to high school. Now, that one, we might have to start that one at 4 o'clock. You know what I mean? Because there's going to be a lot of Nashville people on there, you know what I mean, trying to see what's going on. And I'm going to get it out of them. Y'all want to know? I'm going to get it out of them. We lived together in college. That was my dog in high school. We traveled to games together. I remember trying to quit. He tried to quit. Big Ma, Coach Fitzgerald, he wouldn't let him quit. But it let me quit. Hey, man, it's crazy. And we're going to get Coach Fitzgerald on here, man. This is the Boom Boom Room. I can go on for on, man. I appreciate y'all joining in. Hey, Zoc, I'm calling Meek. Big Z, I'm going to need you to drive down here and sit in with me. And we're going to interview Meek. What about that? So, Meek, Zoc, you tell Meek I'm calling her. I'm getting on the Boom Boom Room. And we're going to make it happen. And it's going to be me and Bay Trill. And we're going to make this thing happen. You feel me? I appreciate y'all. Salute, man. Boom Boom Room. We over and out. It's just like that. It's very simple. You gotta love it.